Well, look for, you have competition.
Those were up, and they did.
More smarts, and my...
He told me enough.
No, I.
Here's Chuck.
Hey everyone, it's Don COrleone here, and I'm here with a brand new movie review. And this movie review is going to be for another action movie that just got released this month. And it's for not a sequel, but a original action movie. And, well, this is for one set during World War II in Finland. And it's not getting noticed at the box office, but it has gotten critical acclaim. Some have called it their favorite movie of the year, and that's the one that's going to be for none other than SISU, directed by Hollander. So, what's the plot of this? Well, during the last desperate days of World War II, a solitary prospector crosses paths with Nazis on a scorched earth retreat in northern Finland. When the Nazis steal his gold, they quickly discover they have just tangled with no ordinary miner. While there's no direct translation for the Finnish word SISU, legendary ex-commando will embody what SISU means: a white-knuckle form of courage and unimaginable determination in the face of overwhelming odds. And no matter what the Nazis throw at him, the one-man death squad will go to outrageous lengths to get his gold back, even if it means killing every last Nazi in his path. So yeah, from Lionsgate and Stage 6 Films, stuff, and some other companies. So how was this film made? Well, originally Hollander was supposed to work on the sci-fi comedy Jerry in this universe as his next project after a film he did called Big Game, but the COVID-19 pandemic changed Hollander's plan, and he moved on to make SISU. And the film was shot in 2021 near the Norragam village in Lapland, with a budget about $4 and $6 million. And according to Hollander, the 1982 American action film First Blood and the real-life Finnish military sniper Samuel Haya served as great inspirations for the film. And then when it came to distribution rights, Sony Pictures Worldwide Acquisitions acquired the film's worldwide distribution rights outside Nordic countries, and then decided to team with Lionsgate to release the film in North America. And the film debuted at the Midnight Madness section of the Toronto International Film Festival on 9 September 2022. And the film premiered in Finland on January 27th, and then of course, after the film was shot and marketed, the film then would premiere in Finland on 27th January 2023, but it would not be released in the United States until April 28th, 2023. And when it comes to reactions, it received very positive reviews from critics upon release. Now, as for my reaction, well, I remember catching a trailer for this movie before I went to see John Wick Chapter 4 opening night, and actually had some excitement for this film, as it was like seeing a John Wick-toned action film set during the World War II days, and especially after seeing they had the John Wick tone for a Christmas film last year, so I wonder how this would have played out. I mean, we've had lots of John Wick-themed action movies. Now, we have one set during World War II. I wonder what other concepts they'll come up with for a tone like that. But anyway, I saw the movie last Thursday, and well, let me get this, guys. This totally lived up to those expectations a lot. In fact, now that I think about it, I think this may just have to be this may have bumped down John Wick Chapter 2, John Wick Chapter 4 to number 2 for my favorite movies of 2023. Because this movie was by far my favorite movie of 2023 and my favorite original movie of 2023. Okay? Like, if you like your movies to motor along with the usual palette in most films nowadays, this is for you. Like, the word SISU is a Finnish word that roughly translates into, like, courage and unimaginable determination in the face of overwhelming odds. And Jorma plays this man that has plenty of SISU. He's a former soldier that's not a prospector, looking for finding gold in northern Finland in 1944. And World War II is coming to an end and the Nazis were retreating. Axel was an SS officer leading his men in a retreat using a scorched earth policy of burning villages and capturing girls as souvenirs. He had about six of them so far, and Jack is Askel's next in command, and Mimosa is one of the captured girls. Jorma crosses paths with Axel, and things get out of control fast. Axel has Jorma's gold as a retirement fund from Germany since the war is now ending, and Jorma doesn't want to give it up. And the rest is over-the-top action with plenty of body parts flying through the air. There's even a scene where a Nazi soldier asks if maybe Jorma is immortal. They keep trying unsuccessfully to kill him, and Mimosa tells him, like, no, and he just refuses to die. So, may not be getting noticed at the box office, but this movie's definitely going to become a cult favorite. Main character, the unnamed main character, is this cross between Clint Eastwood's Man with No Name from Sergio Leone's Western Trilogy and Big Arnie's Terminator and Gene Reynolds' Leon with a sprinkle of pissed off hobo thrown in for good measure. And plenty of visceral demise of the bad guys applied to humorous aplomb. And it's a perfectly applied soundtrack of this particular movie genre combined with truly beautiful, desolate landscapes make for a memorable experience. And the movie's an exciting, captivating adventure with stunning natural landscapes mixed with electrifying action scenes and lovable characters. It's got this funny and heartwarming storyline that celebrates the Finnish culture and resilience, although giving off a unique test-the-world vibe. Helander proves once again to be one of Finland's most talented directors, creating a movie that's bound to satisfy fans of all ages with its story of inner strength and perseverance, and spiced up with some adventure, humor, and a whole lot of testosterone. And what sets Sisu apart from other movies, though, is the unique testosterone vibe that it exudes. It's a celebration of what it means to be a man, a theme of inner strength, and perseverance woven throughout the narrative. And like I said before, it's basically, what if John Wick were set during World War II in the 40s? So, I definitely knew this was going to be a violent movie when I went to go see this, and boy, did not disappoint, because it definitely was. There was lots of great gore in this movie, too. And lots of great kills. I think my favorite one would have to be at the very end, where one of the final Nazis, where our lead character kills one of the final Nazis by attaching him to this bomb that yanks him out of a plane, and it immediately hits the ground and it blows up as well, and some other gory deaths too, like some even get run over by trucks, or even get blown up by landmines too. This film has lots of great gore here. It did not disappoint with the gore. And it was also nice for the previews to state that the dog's not going to die, so it's not overly trying to copy John Wick. And if they did that, it probably would have caused a handful of people to skip it. But they do some other pet kill off instead. Instead of killing off the dog, they kill off the lead's horse. So in a way, think of if John Wick's animal kill off was a horse. It's like that. And some people can be like, I hate that this guy doesn't speak the whole movie. I'm glad. I felt like it worked. I felt it was great he doesn't speak throughout the film, because it adds a layer of mystery to the character. There's this few moments where you're kind of able to guess what's going to happen, but it's kind of this regular thing for a lot of film goers. And some of the injuries that COrleone would definitely take out any single person, but he somehow manages to survive. And the storyline is linear, but it's incredibly alluring in terms of intensity and action. There's like several times where I often was just sitting on the edge of my seat in anticipation to a suddenly explosive, gruesome, epic action really captures you off guard. And they even kind of go a little bit of a Tarantino-style plot here. Because this movie is also told in 6 announced chapters. It's this gloriously short hour and a half Tarantino's influence, which is heavy, but more so from his Western films than from films like Inglourious Bastards, as one would probably think. And the kills are awesome, the fights are realistic, and not like the choreographed dance fighting in most modern productions. And there's little dialogue, and it's told here in English, and there's no subtitles until the end. And it took Helander nearly 8 years to return with a new film. Because apparently at the Brussels International Film Festival where SISU premiered and Helander was a guest of honor, he explained apparently he had spent several years working on a personal dream project of his, but it got cancelled because of the pandemic. So out of pure frustration, He then wrote SISU in a couple weeks. And if the near brilliant exposition of action and sheer adrenaline is what he came up with in a few weeks, then hopefully after this he'll get to finish that other project he was probably going to work on. That got cancelled. And SISU is just a simple runtime too. It's not overly long, it's not like 3 hours. It's a simple 90-minute action film about a man killing Nazis. And I was sold to simplicity when I saw the trailer. Like, I bet whatever action fans are okay with a lot of violence and can turn your brain off for certain scenes, there's many reasons why I would get people to watch SISU. It doesn't waste any time getting to the point. It begins with a narration that explains that the man fled from World War II, had now become a gold miner, and a group of Nazis know what he had, and it probably kills them all to get away. And that's it. Like, if you just want to sit back and enjoy a man murder a bunch of Nazis for 90 minutes, this is exactly the kind of film you'll get here. And there's multiple time. I mean, yeah. Sure. I mean, yeah, there are some times where I kind of feel like, where you kind of think the movie would work better as a lengthy short film. But, like, there's truly about 20 to 30 minutes of story here, and the action and violence then speak for themselves. And it's this simple, fun idea that feels stretched very thin. And, well, I do have a blast with it nonetheless, though. And another reason I had a feeling I would like this film is due to who was at the helm, one of the producers of John Wick. So whenever it says from a filmmaker behind John Wick, I'm bound to go see the film. Because I know that's probably going to be great, regardless of what critics think. I know an action movie like that will always be great. And guess what? Every time I see them, they end up being perfect. Like, take Bullet Train. The guy directed John Wick and the guy directed Deadpool 2 behind that movie. That movie turned out great. Screw the stupid critics giving it 54%. Like, those assets were the same assets that gave Prey a 93%. Bullet Train should have got a 93%. Not Prey. Stupid. Violent Night, they got a 65%. A 65. That's from the same people behind Nobody, Bullet Train, and the other films I mentioned here. That film does not deserve a 65% because that was an awesome movie. Here, just about anything they do, anybody behind action films like this does in today's world, they all end up being great. But I'm glad SISU actually got critical acclaim. And actually got the deserved 93%. SISU is this film that's not interested in delivering to complex themes. It's about a guy killing villains who are pure evil. We learn a little about his background, and his motives are seemingly purely mercenary. The people steal his gold and he wants it back. And something is endearing about the simplicity of movies like this and the first John Wick movie. There isn't much lore, there's just an incredibly competent, hard-to-kill guy who gets pissed and exacts merciless revenge. And when taken seriously in something like Taken or Death Wish, it could be eye-roll inducing, but writer-director Hellender has his tough firmly in cheek in his execution here. There's clearly a lot of Tarantino's inspiration on display, but not in the dialogue, and significant portions of the film are entirely dialogue-free. Instead, we can see Tarantino's inspiration in the reverence of spaghetti westerns like Sergio Leone-esque music, wide-open vitals, old-fashioned title cards, and a macabre sense of humor in the way the harmless violence does. And SISU even seems to recognize that's a little bit of dumb and embraces that. The most successfully unkillable man in history keeps finding new and creative ways to kill Nazis. They can shoot, stab, hang, and blow them up, and it keeps coming back for them like Jason Voorhees. And the plot beats must be compelling and especially well staged in a simple film like this to avoid feeling repetitive and aimless. Like, after all, SISU is essentially a chase movie defined to like Mad Max Fury Road. The action sequences are definitely maybe not as impressive as other films like John Wick, but there's enough still life cinematography and in-camera stunt to make the work action scenes feel engaging. And the over-the-top sound work that emphasizes every cheek, groan, splat, crunch, and thud helps too. Now, if there's definitely any bad qualities I can think of, well, yeah, maybe just one. I can't think of any bad qualities, but maybe one for some people. I just want to point out, like I've mentioned, the movie does have a lack of dialogue from the lead, and that's probably not until the very end of the movie. And that's not going to excite some viewers to see this, because there's little dialogue. I mean, a lot of reviewers are going to be like, the protagonist doesn't talk in this movie. That's fucking perfect. Boring ass movie, an utter waste of time. is what some will probably think. Thankfully, not Thankfully, not some of the YouTubers I watch. Some of the YouTubers I've watched really loved this movie, and I'm glad they did, because it definitely deserves the praise. It's for the people that just want corny dialogue and stuff. Maybe, like... Yeah. Just some people that would rather watch something like Prey. Probably. But... other than that, I don't have any bad qualities, because I think this movie's a masterpiece in every way, and it's definitely my favorite movie of 2023. So, in the end, SISU is definitely a watch and buy for any John Wick-style action movie fan of this decade, and those that want to see a World War II version of that franchise without a doubt. And maybe if some of you weren't happy with John Wick Chapter 4, because I know some people were not happy with Chapter 4, and I'm fine with that. I did like Chapter 4, but I'm fine if they didn't like it. I'm not going to judge them for not liking it. But if you guys weren't happy with Chapter 4, this movie might make those people a little happier. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for my review of SISU. If you're wondering how I'm going to rank SISU, here's how I'm going to rank this movie. So overall, if you're one of the few that was not happy with Wick 4 and want a more pleasing action film, then I would highly recommend watching and buying this movie for your collection for sure. And if you're wondering how I'm going to rank SISU, I'm going to give SISU a damn 10 out of 10. There we go. That wraps up my review for SISU. And so you're wondering, what am I going to do the rest of the week? Well, the rest of the week I'm getting back to my Spider-Man review series, because I will be watching the Amazing Spider-Man films. Rewatching the Amazing Spider-Man films and Homecoming this week. Get those reviews done. And then the week after that will be the final 3 reviews of the Spider-Man series, because I only say 3 because I'm actually going to include the first Venom movie in this series. I reviewed Let There Be Carnage in 2021. Might as well just review the first Venom movie at this rate. Might as well review the first movie if I did that. If I reviewed the sequel when it came out. So I might as well include Venom in this series. But thankfully I don't have to review Morbius again, because I already did that shit last year and I don't want to rewatch that. Or ever talk about that movie again. Until then, guys, that'll be it for this review. Thank you all for watching. And if you like this and want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone.